This is the CIGMAN CM-S01 Laser Level. It has one vertical level and two horizontal level. Charges by USB-C style, and you can put it on a bracket that has magnets on it and a hook part, or you can put it on this. Comes with these this mounting bracket that has three of these little legs with points and go on all kinds of different terrains. And then you tighten that part, and this can even turn. So as you can see, now it has vertical, which I just turned off. Turn it on and off. It's got this little remote control. It has a app, which then you can connect to it with Bluetooth if you want. Personally, I don't mind this little remote control. It's kind of easy to do. So then you can control basically just turn it on and off, and also switch the power intensity, which you can use to save power, and you don't need it as bright in lower light situations. It has up to 4 degrees self-leveling, but once it goes off of that, it cannot level anymore, and you'll need to adjust it and change it, prop it up, do whatever you have to do to get it to so within 4 degrees of perfectly level. And then there you have it. There's perfectly level. It has this thing. I don't really know what it doesn't really explain what this is in the book. It has a magnet on it so it can go sideways. Maybe it's for calibration. If you know there's a level surface, you can put this on it, and then you can put this on it and then make sure that it is actually level. So yeah, not really sure about what to do with that, to be honest. Already comes pre-calibrated, so I don't know. Don't really think that's for calibration. Turn this in the lock position, turn it back on, and then what that does is the manual level for, not really level, but for to be able to use it for straight lines. I recommend turning off the ones that you don't need when you're not using it, because it is very easy to get hit in the eye with one of these things. It doesn't feel great. I have all sorts of levels. I use spirit levels all the time. I have levels for TV mounting, levels 4-foot levels and 6-foot levels for construction. I've used them in construction quite a bit. Carpentry work, like deck building. I have smaller levels. Even a digital level honestly isn't really that great. But what could really have helped for me in my line of work, mostly doing picture hanging and stuff more than construction, this could have really helped. Maybe it'd be a little bit overkill for just doing that, but to be able to get a straight line all the way across the wall and to make measurements off of that would make it so much quicker. Because believe it or not, it can be very time consuming to get measurements exactly level, especially when they're wider than your level. If you have a 2-foot level, not everybody's going to lug around a 4 or 6-foot level. So when you have something that's 3 feet across, 3 feet from each other, you have to just level, mark the wall, or measure up and down from the ceiling and the floor, which is not always perfectly level. So this thing is perfectly level, and it will help you get a perfectly level line. Yeah, it has a Bluetooth with an app or a little remote control, and it comes with different mounts, brackets, or you can just put it like that somewhere. So let's take a look. So here I have it bolted into this bracket that has these strong magnets on the back, as well as this screw notch. So you can put this on a screw on any wall that has a screw or any magnetic surface. Here's my boiler. That is a magnetic surface. And then you can go ahead and get your lasers out just for demonstration purposes only. But here we have magnetic surface putting these level. You have magnetic steel pipes, like galvanized steel. Then you can put it on a pipe as well. Very strong magnet. Lock it to turn it off. All right, this is a demonstration of using the top horizontal laser to get a horizontal level line. If I want to put up pictures or something. So here I have it on a steel pipe using the magnets. It's connected at the bottom, little screw in that screw post there. And you could put this as well on a wall with the screw. You could just put a screw in the wall, loosen a screw that's already there or whatever, and put that up on the wall. Or you can get it up as high or low as you want. You can also control the laser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first keep my eyes away from the laser, of course. It's going to come out sideways. This one's going to come out this way. And right now it's in the lock position. I'm going to put it to unlock. It's going to pulse for a little bit, and then I'm going to turn it back on and then control the horizontal. So here we go. That was a little bit wobbly. It has a self-leveling mechanism in there for 4 degrees. So it's not much. That's the automatic over there. So that's a pretty decent horizontal line. This is good for when you want to get a measurement, so that's probably too wobbly. If you want to get a level line, sometimes you could use a tape measure and you can measure from the floor to the ceiling. The problem is the floor or the ceiling is not always level. So if you measured, for example, 36 inches to the top of this painting, and you want to put another painting here or further down in a hallway, a big room or whatever, and you measure 36 inches down, that might be a dip in the ceiling, and then what you'll end up having is a painting that's lower than the other one. It won't look right. But here you can't go wrong. So it will visually be a perfectly straight line. Same with vertical. If I want to get that out of the way, should go without saying to not look into the laser. If you know it's around your eyesight, just look down until you get up to it. So here you have a perfectly level line on the wall. I could really have used this if I was putting up picture walls. Again, if you're going to put up a wall with a whole bunch of pictures, it takes a long time to get measurements. A lot of time to make sure that because you have all a bunch of different frames and pictures, and you'll have to measure the back of them, measure up and down wherever the hook is, wherever the sawtooth bracket is. But here you just have a perfectly straight line, and if you want something however long, you can either use a tape measure or a ruler to measure where you want it. Sometimes you might get lucky and there's already a screw somewhere, like in this case, it's a coat hook. But I put that on. I tried to loosen that screw just a little bit, but I realized it can't be hanging at all. It has to be flat because it has to be perfectly level or it'll just keep blinking. So here we put that on. Turn off the vertical. Turn off both verticals. Okay. So I hit the V button, so both verticals are off. So now I know I just have one laser. And it's not blinking, so I know it is perfectly level. If you're doing picture hanging or TV mounting or something like that, you don't always need to have a perfectly level line exactly where you're going to put, where it is you're going to put a little picture hanging hook or something. In this case, you can just measure down from a line, and then that will be the top of your pictures. You can do that all along the line. So it's especially helpful if you have a long Alright, so I downloaded the CIGMAN app, and it says allow to get Bluetooth devices. Please switch on the device and activate it. There we go. Now I hit connect. Now I found it. Okay, so, oh, pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that. But I just hit. Here we have, according to the instructions, you have the that's the vertical. That's the side horizontal. And then, of course, the front that you see in the camera. And there you go. This is pulse. Should pulse. I don't see any pulsing. And this is a very good feature where you can lower the intensity. As you see that. As you can see. That's a good way to save your power, your battery. Turn everything off. Turn everything off except for that. And there you go. And if you don't want to download the app, there's also the remote control. Horizontal. Well, let's turn this on. We got, yep, there you go. Just like the app. Vertical, horizontal. There's another horizontal. And then brightness by steps. Something around 20% or so. Turn it down by around 20%. And it 5 times and it goes back. Full strength. There you go. And it's easy to, pretty simple app. You just had to pair it with the Bluetooth, turn on the Bluetooth. This has it on unlocked, and it even shows you which ones are on. As you can see there, if I turn that off, then that goes off. Back to home, you have remote control, product center, language, and contact us. So very simple. One last thing, you can turn it off to lock, and then turn it back on. I think it's hit me in the eye so many times, you gotta be careful. Turn it back on, then you have manual. So if you need straight lines that are not level, and then it won't keep pulsing, and then power off, powers it off. And then I turn it on lock, and then lock.